Oh, cool. I'm gonna make sure to share that. Hey, good morning, y'all. Just FYI, this morning, normally on our lovely Freedom Tea Talks, there's a whole topic. We're working with a theme. Last month, we were going through different friend types. So I was definitely sharing more about those things and getting you all prepared to go through the boot camp, which ended last week. And we open card for all of the amazing, awesome women who were totally ready to embrace and embody their goddess energy and how they were going to be using that lovely feminine energy to intentionally do life on purpose. I forgot to hit record. So I'm going to do that. Playing with different filters on different platforms. So depending on which platform you're seeing me on, you might be getting a different filter or a different experience. I definitely want to say, you know, good morning, good early afternoon or whatever it is in whatever time zone you're in. And happy Black History Month and month of love and like all the things. So you'll probably notice I decided I definitely want to wear more pink, not just on Wednesdays like the Mean Girls, but pink, softer, kinder, gentler colors. And at the same time, just be sharing more of myself. Last month, I know that I was definitely hitting the spots and the points, and I'm trying to get into the center part of this video for the Zoom one, but whatever. We're doing it. Um, to show different states of functionings using the way that we may show up in our friend groups as a means of being able to talk about it, explore it, and then break down what that looks like in your real life. So, oh, cool. So as I'm moving around and doing the things, because on the other platform, I keep missing the center part of the screen. So it is what it is. Um, so we were exploring the different states of functioning, going through the friend types, the strong friend, the okay or peaceful friend, the mystery friend, transition from do nothing friend to mystery friend to goddess friend, and just really exploring like what does that look like? How does it show up? And please understand that any and everybody can totally access any of those versions. Plus, notice when they're actually in the state of functioning as their goddess friend, which is the embodiment of being able to transition back and forth from surviving to existing to thriving and knowing when to do so, how to do so, and maybe even who to reach out to in the meantime. Part of opening the Goddess Friends Lab last week and closing it. So if you missed it, sorry for you. You won't be a part of the amazing folks that are going to be going through and having the opportunity to really look at and incorporate how using their feminine energy is literally the one sole key that is going to allow them to access all the things they want in their life. So instead of being overcommitted, under like overwhelmed, just all the overs, underappreciated, and not really having access to their own time because it's being, for lack of better words, sucked away by all the things that they're committed to and all the people that they want to show up for, you can now intentionally be showing up and taking care of yourself from that space of doing what works for you and being able to help more people because you took care of yourself first. Since it's closed, I can't really let anybody else in. And the next time I open it is going to be, I don't know. So I hope you didn't miss it and you were one of the folks that was able to sign up because we're definitely jumping in as of this weekend because I am giving bonus calls and things because why not keep giving more if you can and I have the capacity, as well as us jumping into starting to restructure and reframe the way we're thinking and viewing ourselves so that we can start showing up how we want to. Today is a coffee morning because I feel really fortunate. I get the opportunity to be able to work with one of my coaches for the next 2 days and exploring how I come across talking to you all and sharing my gifts and things that are going on and doing so in a way that connects more with you. This month, I'll also be offering. So we closed out. You had the opportunity, and if you missed it yesterday, no, not even yesterday, Sunday is when we closed out. The only thing I can suggest is that you maybe send us a message to get on the wait list for the next Goddess Friends Lab because why not? Like You may have missed it because you assumed, oh, well, it'll happen again. Nope, not a guarantee. But if I do, you'd be the first to know by jumping on our wait list, which we haven't even started yet because you should have joined the first one. But anyhow, send us a message if you did want some info on it, because maybe, who knows, there might be a little extra of giving and loving that it may not be too late. If you happen to be in the Los Angeles, IE area of California, of course, I am going to be doing an in-person event this month. Woo! If you've been following on any of my social media posts, then you will know that I am starting a series that, again, the frequency of when this will be available is really going to be determined by how the rest of this year's schedule is going. Now, while me and my team may have a fairly clear picture of what that looks like, things do happen and they can change. So it could be different. What you all need to know is you're not going to want to miss the first one. It will be happening on February 17th. My intention is to not only share an aspect of what we were going through and the friends that like the whole boot camp, but to give you an opportunity to connect your mind and your body to each other. So being able to look at a little bit of conversation, discussion on like how different energies show up in your body, as well as being able to take yoga, one of those loves that I typically keep for myself. So I'm very stingy with how I offer or open to share yoga with other people and tend to literally allow it to be selfishly mine. Every once in a while, someone might be able to get access because I might offer something in person, or my friends were in a space and I'm like, okay, guys, let's just do it. And they're like, cool, we're here for it. If you don't happen to fall in those places, then for you, your only opportunity would really be when I choose to offer something in person or online. Because we're kind of sort of outside, but not outside anymore, I will be hosting something on 217 in the Fontana area. I'll be at a studio that I intentionally chose. I chose this location because I do want women specifically to have the opportunity to be able to embody more of their goddess vibes and flow. And even though we're doing yoga specifically, if you're opening your heart and you're working on opening your hips, because as we know, the older we get, everybody's hips can be a concern or issue. So why not get that foundational base of our physical bodies like in order and realize and connect with what is showing up for us? Are we doing too much? If we are, you're going to feel it in your body. And if you're like me and like most people in the world, until you start being intentional about noticing what's happening in your body, you will find yourself experiencing physical pains and aches and ailments, and then you start getting used to it. You start getting to a point where you're always having aches and pains in your body, and you don't even realize it because it's so regular. It's kind of like the discomforts that sometimes people experience when you recognize, oh, you might be lactose intolerant, or oh, you may be allergic to different things. What will happen is you start to get used to the discomfort. So then you keep showing up with that discomfort, and it becomes a regular part of like what you do every day. And then one day, for whatever reason, you choose to explore a little deeper. And then you realize, wait, I'm not supposed to actually feel like this. Everyone doesn't feel this way. Another key thing that shows up in our bodies, because that's just one example, but part of why the hips and heart opener, hey, good morning on Instagram. Yes, that mind body connection is so important. Absolutely. So, in the month of February, while it is Black History Month and there's all that's coming with that, I might happen to be Black, just, looks like it's showing up that way. I definitely intentionally want to be able to offer more in this month and offer so in a way that's more tangible. Hence, being able to offer yoga, being able to offer this hips and heart openers workshop. The intention behind it is our hearts, believe it or not, are one of the places that gets the most impacted by all the things that are happening in our lives and the least love and attention. Quick way to notice or note it is, where are your shoulders at? If you work in front of a desk, there's a tendency that we're hunched over and switched over. You find yourself, you're someone that's always crossing over like this. You just may be noticing at that point, there's actually a physical response to wanting to protect your heart. And that comes with like a shielding the whole heart area. Our shoulders, our chest is supposed to be open and wide. That's the best location to be in the recipient or receiving of love, attention, like things along those lines. But when we're constantly closing it up, we might even miss those spaces to receive the love. We may miss those opportunities to really be able to give to other people when we're, hey, over on Facebook, hey, when we are not necessarily grounded or settled or stable, you may notice in your base area, especially when we sit, that whole hip area is, if you don't feel supported or grounded there, there's usually some other things going on that's not just physical, but it's showing up in your physical body. The intention of this workshop that will be happening on 2/17 from 4 to 6 at the location. I'm going to show the folks that are on like all the other platforms that are not Instagram, they're going to totally be able to, especially on YouTube, you're going to totally be able to see the location because I'm going to share my screen in a sec. But we will be doing little workshopping, journaling, discussing, actually intentionally getting into our bodies before we go through the asanas of yoga and start moving our bodies to open our hearts and our hips and allow them to be more settled and supported. At the end of that, because we'll be listening to some music to like get you moving, get you open, like all that kind of stuff. So a little soulfulness in there. We'll be concluding it and closing it out with an actual tea meditation hosted by one of my amazing yogis out here in the world that also is a tea connoisseur and herbalist and putting the things together for you to seal in all of what we did so that you do have the opportunity to walk away feeling enlightened, pour it into, and then as you move your body and seal that in, we'll just take something hot and like zip it up and allow ourselves the Facebook's informing us folks in California to be aware of the storms that are coming. Just FYI, people. But it gives you the opportunity to not only talk about it, so we're enlightening our minds, to ground and like get our bodies in place, and then actually moving our bodies. So our mind, our body is connecting, and then we're sealing it in with a meditative intake of tea to bring ourselves back to a full completion. If you want details on this, which of course you do, because who doesn't want their whole existence to be connected and grounded and well taken care of, you'll definitely be seeing links for it. You may have seen the save the dates, and we'll be dropping those on this live, the stuff that's happening on the other places. And I am going to, for the lovely folks that are on all the platforms that aren't Instagram. So I'm not trying to hate on y'all Instagram, but you guys get extra stuff that they don't get sometimes. So there you have it. I'm just going to share the flyer. Oh, I thought I was. I guess I'm just sharing all my other business. Just share the current flyer for the event, and the location is posted there. So we will be having it at the Secret Pole Dance Studio, which will, if you're aware of what that type of location may be, if you are coming with your yoga mats and we're doing our work, we're journaling, we're opening our hearts, we're moving our bodies, we're taking in tea, and then you might have a couple of minutes if you just wanted to see what it's like to embrace a different aspect of your feminine energy. Well, now you'll have that opportunity. Let's see, what else was I saying? So yes, 2/17, 4 to 6, Secret Pole Dance in Fontana. Let's see, what else do we need to know? Again, we'll be getting some intake, some info poured into you. We'll be discussing more of that mind-body connection. We'll be intentional about doing movements and asanas that are going to be opening our hearts and our hips. And then we'll be sealing it in with a nice little meditative, tea intake and ceremony to close out our practice for the day. Curated by a nice soulful mix of music that's definitely going to get you in your feelings and get your heart open and ready for the rest of this month. My coffee is smelling so great in this moment that I'm absolutely going to take a little sippy sip, and just wondering if anybody's got any questions, thoughts, or concerns on all of the different platforms. You can definitely get access to the link to register for it. I'll be there. Like you all should be there, or be square, as they say. And hopefully y'all are having an amazing Tuesday so far. Believe there's going to be some more things coming up towards the end of this month, but in this moment, I don't remember. I do know the month of March, you can expect to be seeing me all month doing all kinds of things and collaborations with some pretty amazing, dope people. Um, Next week, there might even be something else. There may be a sharing of an event. I'll keep you guys posted. So be on the lookout, check the emails, um, check the Facebook groups if you happen to be part of our exclusive groups. And check the social media posts. Everything doesn't always show up on social media, which is why being a part of my community intentionally, being on my email list, people like, get on my email list. It's so cool. Like, to be fair, I share a lot of information. And the cool part about anybody's email list, so whether it's mine or someone else, here's a tip for you guys. If you're running your own business, um, sign up on people's email lists that you like or like what they're doing, because they're probably showing you literally the blueprint of how to go about sharing information to get more people interested and involved. And you might be missing out because you're like, oh my God, they sent too many emails. Nobody seems to complain about, like, I don't know, Macy's or whatever, or Victoria's Secrets, or Fashion Nova used to go super hard on their messaging, but like different people that would send messaging through different platforms, you all would stay signed up for those. But when people are sharing helpful, insightful information, not just events they have going, but literally legit sharing information, you guys turn it away because you're like, it's too many emails. Now, to be fair, if you have reached a point where like the different people, and even myself, we're not in alignment anymore, or what I'm talking about, you are absolutely not interested in or never going to be a part of. The cool thing is you're probably not listening to this right now anyways. But if you are, and you're thinking maybe it's time to switch, go for it. Unsubscribe. Instead of subscribing to more emails, unsubscribe. So that way the info that you're getting that's coming into your space and your ethers is information that's valuable and useful to you. Um, I think that's it for the tips I got offered for today. Since I was playing around with different filters and platforms, who knows? Maybe each week I might explore a different one. But for today, these are the ones you guys got. So with that being said, I hope you all have, excuse me, an amazing Tuesday. I may be resuming the topic that I had left off with in our last tea talk about a different capacity or type of friend, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll definitely keep you all posted. If you all ever have any requests or ideas that you think would be cool to explore, or just things you just want to talk about, maybe you want to come on and jump on with me, like, feel free to reach out. Our emails work, info@greaterself.org. Our texting and phone calls work, 855-626-7770. And the DMs, the private messages, they work too. Believe it or not, it's crazy. All of them are working. So do have an amazing day. Hit us up if there's topics you want to know more about, things that you want us to bring back. And if you missed out on this Goddess Lab, do send, excuse me, send us a message. Let us know, and we'll make sure that you are in the know for future opportunities. If you're like, no, I just absolutely need to join in now, by all means, go for it. Like, send us a message. We'll see what we can do. There were definitely some pretty amazing bonuses that came with getting access to even a separate membership just for being willing to be a part of this particular cohort, which was intentionally like taking in all of the feminine goddess vibes energy on top of the strategically effective things that have already worked. And like I said, if you follow the socials, then you've seen what can happen when people choose to bet on themselves, and what I've been able to support them in the process of being able to do. So like I said, send us a message. We're here. Have a great day. Thank y'all for joining on with me. I will be seeing y'all next weekish or so. All right. Y'all have an amazing day.